All right, so I didn't get too many comics this week, so this might actually be the Sunday comics as well. We're going to be talking about Batman, number 2, Absolute Batman, number 2, I should say. Here we go. And they're advertising a new Batgirl. It looks part of the All-In. There you go. So the cover's a little bit misleading, but let's talk about our Absolute Batman, Zoo number 2. You have Batman being traumatized by many bats, not by one bat, and actually being swarmed by them. So that's interesting. It's a more brutal take on it. You have his father, of course, being killed by Joseph Chill, not Joe Chill. And then you have flashbacks between the fighting that's going on. His hook cape in the fight, very brutal. Some people are saying he's not holding back. I don't think this Batman ever held back. And they have him using his new bat symbol. I don't want to put too much out there, but yeah, look at that. I to be honest, I don't love this bat symbol, but I like that it's distinct from the bat symbol that's being used in the regular comics. There is an interesting panel. Like I said, it kind of does a flash forward, flashback thing going on, where they have Bruce, the new Bruce, talking to Joseph Chill, but they use the art to make him look like the boy, like the young Bruce from the opening. So I'm kind of wondering if that's supposed to be that whenever he's talking to Joe Chill, he reverts back to a child. If the panel is different than what they ended up going with the wording, or if there's something else going on there. But he's very young in some of his depictions. But anyway, then you get what people are calling the coolest bat symbol homage, where he burns down, I guess, what would have been Wayne Tower in a different continuity into a bat symbol, into the mask of his version of Batman. It's pretty dark. It's pretty awesome. If they turn this Batman into a villain, which is where I'm assuming they're going to go, if he doesn't become one of the ones who's opposing this new dark side, they're building right up to it. So if he's going to start crossing the lines, that it's already there. I don't think they have to do that. They could keep him a hero, but I don't know. And in this continuity, Gordon is an ex-Marine, not an ex-Ranger. It's an interesting choice. And I don't think it's implied, but if you read between the panels, there might be a romance between Martha and Gordon. That's kind of interesting. And you have, I haven't seen his wife yet, but you have Jim Gordon's daughter, his version of Barbara, which I'm not sure what they're going to do with yet. And she's also much older, which makes me wonder if there's already a Dick Grayson in here, and if Dick Grayson isn't a villain or a crime boss of some kind. Maybe controlling the circus gang or something. I'm wondering if that's a twist that's coming. Let's see. You have Bruce upset about everything that happened. Now it flashes back to him being a child again. And he throws his award that he won out the window while his friends, which are our future super criminals, are waiting for him outside. It's a nice little metaphor. Someone else has already said this, so I'm not going to be original with it, but I kind of feel like there's a chance that the new Bat family is going to be the villains of our universe, which means that the heroes of our universe might be the villains of this universe, at least in the Batman story, not necessarily with all the other absolute takes on characters. They have this awesome take on, I guess, callback to the animated series, to Batman the Animated Series, where in that series, I don't know if it was once a week or once a month, the villains would get together and have a poker game. They have the same setup here, only where the Joker would have been, Batman has a seat at the table, and the only one missing is Catwoman. So it's really cool, and he exploits his friendship with them to get information. So he's not exactly being nice about having his friends, but he has his own angle, which makes me wonder if they don't already know he's Batman. He uses his cape very differently when he's walking around the building, which makes sense. I was just watching Lois and Superman, and his cape suddenly appears. And the way that they have it stashed on him, it doesn't exactly make sense. So I do think folding up the cape and making it useful as part of his outfit makes a lot more sense here. It makes it more functional. Then Batman gets exposed. He gets trapped by Black Mask, but Black Mask doesn't even think his trap is going to work, and he gives him an invitation to come find him. And it also fits in with a warning that anyone who goes and negotiates with him is killed. So it's a trap that leads to another trap, but an obvious trap. So Batman escapes. Alfred finds him, and Alfred is actually starting to try to become the Alfred that we know, and this Batman's just outright rejecting it. And then you get the Bat Dozer, which, yeah, let me see if I can show that without showing anything else. That is awesome. It's way overkill. I think Scott Snyder is having a ton of fun. I think the artist who's working on this is having a ton of fun. I mean, this is good stuff. And then at the very end, you have Selena Kyle, but showing up as a kid. So I kind of feel like this kind of reminds me a little bit of Gotham, the TV series, like that kind of dynamic, where maybe this Catwoman is the one who trains Bruce, or she brings him to the Thieves Guild or wherever where he's going to get his skills. So I feel she's going to be more prominent in his becoming Batman and in his learning the skills he needs to save the city and begin his mission. She's going to be more instrumental, I think. That being said, this is a 4 out of 5 issue for me. It's not perfect. Obviously, it's not the Batman I love, but this is a great Batman. I mean, this is fun. I can't help but think of it as an Elseworlds story. I know we're not supposed to be thinking of it that way. I like that the Riddler has a necklace of a question mark. I'm kind of curious what he's into, what he does. Penguin's a crime boss, but in great shape. Two-Face is Two-Face politically, not deformed. Waylon is just a badass. So it's fun. I mean, it's a good comic. It makes sense. I'd go out and buy it right now if you haven't. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you all, and have an amazing evening.